For KBRFradio.com News, I'm Derek Sidian, and this is the weekly news recap, brought to you by Fergus Falls Monument, online at foreverstonemmemorials.com, memorials that matter, and Lilligards, your local Mahindra dealer on Highway 13 West, Wahpeton. A man received a gunshot wound to the head while hunting in rural Moorhead Saturday morning. The Clay County Sheriff's Office responded to a report of a male being struck by gunfire while hunting near the area of the 4600 block of 90th Avenue North at around 7:58. Upon arrival, deputies located 34-year-old Jace Sir of Dilworth, who appeared to have received a gunshot wound to the head, and immediately began administering first aid. Sanford Ambulance arrived and took over life-saving efforts. Sanford AirMed was requested, and Sir was taken to Sanford Hospital in Fargo via helicopter. On Tuesday, officials stated that Sir was struck by a stray bullet from someone within his hunting party, and his injuries are considered life-threatening and non-survivable. The incident is still under investigation by the Clay County Sheriff's Office. In the last update to this story, G&T Plumbing Service, Sir's employer, has confirmed that he has passed away. Authorities in West Africa are releasing more information about the murder-for-hire plot that resulted in the death of a 44-year-old missionary from Minnesota in Angola. 44-year-old Bo Schroyer of Detroit Lakes was killed on October 25th. According to Angola media, Schroyer's wife Jackie was arrested as the mastermind behind the crime. The Schroyer's 24-year-old guard, who was allegedly having an affair with Jackie, hired two men and were with Jackie when they faked car trouble. When Bo arrived to help, Jackie allegedly went into a wooded area, and the men killed him with a knife. Jackie offered $50,000 to carry out the killing, apparently because she did not want to leave Angola when her husband's mission concluded. A man was life-flighted from the scene of a crash in rural Fergus. The Ottertail County Sheriff's Department responded to an automated crash alert on the corner of 280th Avenue and County Road 4 at around 4:13 Friday afternoon. According to officials, the vehicle appeared to have gone into the ditch and hit the approach. The driver and sole occupant, 43-year-old Jesse Jensrud of Detroit Lakes, suffered serious injuries and was transported from the scene via air ambulance for treatment. Two people were injured in a rollover crash north of Fergus Falls over the weekend. The Ottertail County Sheriff's Department responded to the crash at around 5:02 Sunday afternoon. According to officials, the vehicle was heading south on County Road 3 before missing the stop sign and rolling over into the ditch on County Highway 10, damaging a streetlight and power pole in the process. The two occupants, a 47-year-old Fergus Falls man and a 67-year-old woman from Loveland, Colorado, suffered non-life-threatening injuries and were transported to Lake Region Healthcare for treatment. A Fergus Falls man died after being pinned to the ground by a vehicle he was working on. At around 2 o'clock Tuesday morning, the Ottertail County Sheriff's Department responded to the scene at a residence north of Fergus Falls near Jewett Lake. Officials determined that 64-year-old Vaughn Ebbighausen was working on a vehicle in the garage before being pinned underneath the vehicle. He was discovered by a family member who was able to free him from the vehicle before law enforcement arrived. Despite life-saving measures, Ebbighausen died at the scene due to his injuries. The Ottertail County Sheriff's Department is investigating a series of vehicle break-ins in Perham. The Sheriff's Office is requesting the public's assistance in identifying the unknown male that has broken into multiple vehicles in Perham and rural Perham. They ask that if you happen to have a camera and have caught any suspicious activity, to please reach out to the Perham Police Department. The Sheriff's Office is also reminding people to lock their vehicles and their homes. Minnesota Senate Republicans recently elected their leadership team to guide the caucus during the upcoming legislative session. State Senator Jordan Rasmussen of Fergus Falls was named Assistant Senate Republican Leader, while Senator Mark Johnson will continue in his role as Senate Republican Leader. In his new role, Senator Rasmussen will guide caucus strategy and work with members to advance key legislative objectives. Following the 2024 general election, the Minnesota legislature is facing its tightest margins in history. With two recounts currently taking place, the Minnesota House of Representatives is expected to end in a tie at 67-67 between Democrats and Republicans. Meanwhile, the state Senate remains under Democratic control, holding a narrow majority of 34-33. The 2025 legislative session is set to begin on January 14th. Otter Cove Children's Museum is getting ready for their 5th annual Festival of Lights, and they are in need of volunteers. The Festival of Lights has become one of the most special holiday events in Fergus Falls, with thousands of cars driving through each year to see the light displays put up by Fergus Falls businesses and organizations. This year's Festival of Lights will run from December 4th through the 14th at the Kirkbride, with the displays lit up from 5 to 9 each evening. Volunteers will collect free will donations during that time. Anyone wanting to volunteer can find sign-up information on kbrfradio.com. Lake Region Healthcare is alerting the public that there will be an active shooter drill held in the Fergus Falls Main Clinic and Hospital buildings on Monday, November 18th. Any patients or visitors who are at Lake Region during the drill will hear overhead announcements and see signage alerting them of the drill in progress. Patients should not be alarmed if they see or hear emergency codes or actors carrying out an emergency scenario. People on site during the drill are asked to contact any staff member if they have questions about whether anything they see is related to the drill or not. This has been the Weekly News Recap, brought to you by Fergus Falls Monument, online at foreverstonmemorials.com, memorials that matter, and Lilligards, your local Mahindra dealer on Highway 13 West, Wahpeton. For kbrfradio.com news, I'm Derek Sidian. Tune in every Friday at 12:30 on kbrfradio.com or on the Fergus Now app to stay up to date with local news. Get more news at kbrfradio.com. Sign up for email news sent right to your inbox, delivered by Cooper's Office Supply.